Chemco presents a very kickin' soundtrack, and also the game Deja Vu, A Nightmare Comes True. Now, as I explained in the previous introductory video, we wake up inside of a bathroom stall, covered in dried blood that doesn't appear to be ours, and also we have apparently been injected with a medication which has robbed us of our memory whenever the text gets to that point. There it is. Okay. So, the first goal here is to, very obviously, take the jacket off of the door. Or the coat. And underneath that is a gun, which is a good thing. Because really, in this kind of situation, there's only one thing that you can do. You've woken up with no memory of who you are, and apparently somebody hated you enough to do that and dump your body in this bathroom stall. So our only solution to this situation is to shoot ourselves. The game will actually allow you to kill yourself. So that's it. That's the game. I hope you all enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you all at the next LP. Oh, but seriously, the obvious objective is to just open the coat. Why not? And when you open the coat, all these items are in here. And this is the problem I have with this particular game's inventory system. A lot of it's based upon getting items to open items, getting items just to open them, and then loot them for everything that you actually want out of them. And I'll give you a case of this here. The idea is you open the coat, which has a wallet in it. Then you open the wallet, and you get the items out of the wallet. So really the wallet is completely pointless, because the only thing you need... You don't actually need the wallet, you need the things inside the wallet. That's what I'm trying to say. And, of course, we're taking things out of our wallet to put in our inventory, so obviously this guy, instead of keeping things in pockets, he just kind of carries them around in big piles in his arms. I don't know. But we're trying to leave the bathroom here, but we have this wall of forced plot progression blocking us from leaving. Apparently there's something we have to do here, and that one something, the only thing that's of importance here, is to examine the mirror to see what we look like. And apparently we are hideous. We kind of look like somebody out of a pointillism painting with blotchy skin, and we're missing an eyeball. So we're really a horrible freak of nature. But with that plot point hit, we can finally leave the bathroom. And we leave that bathroom just to walk into the women's bathroom. Don't worry about it too much if we walk in on somebody. We can just blame it on the amnesia. We didn't know any better. We just, walked in on a woman using the restroom. That's kind of the... Anyway. Now, the objective here is to find out where the water is coming from. And it is coming from a leaky toilet. Of course, playing Silent Hill 2 recently, I have the idea in my head that maybe there's something in the toilet that we're supposed to be fishing around for. But thankfully, that is not the case. The guys who made this game are much kinder than the guys who made Silent Hill. And, of course, we leave the toilet seat up because we are a man's man, and real men don't bend to the demands of a woman. But with that intrusion over, we can get back to our real mission, which is to loot the place of all of its alcohol and get really drunk and hope that we forget that we've forgotten everything. But unfortunately, the only glass we can take is seltzer. And of course, it's seltzer that's been sitting out in an open container, so it's also going to be flat. So that's going to be real tasty. Yeah, as he mentions, the drink is quite terrible. But thankfully for us, we have some gum to get rid of the flavor. The gum is not necessary, I'm just doing it for the heck of it. And why drink the seltzer in the first place? Well, it's because of what's going to happen to us when we travel upstairs. Ace is going to have a little bit of a dizzy spell, and this will apparently get progressively worse throughout the game if you don't drink the seltzer to the point that he passes out. So, just drink the seltzer. And this hallway here is completely lined with posters of boxers with very stupid nicknames. However, one of the posters is apparently of the main character, who has a real name that's stupider than the nicknames the guys have come up with, which is Ace Harding. So that's who we're playing, Ace Harding. Anyway, progressing on through that, we come into a secretary's office, which smells of cheap perfume, and we're going to have to open containers, as such, just to open other containers inside those containers to finally get to the item that we actually care about. And that item is a bill from a doctor for various forms of medicine. Apparently one of those medicines are what we were injected with to rob us of our memory. And for some reason, this doctor just delivers lots of medications of this nature to a bar and doesn't give a crap about what they're being used for. Anyway. Also, you notice we got an address off of that bill, which is necessary for traveling around in this game. Oh, and we have our first obstacle of the game, which is a locked door. So since we have only one key, obviously use that key on this door. And it of course works, because I know what I'm doing. And our prize for getting past the first obstacle of the game is to stumble upon a murder scene. Thanks for that, game. And of course the most important point of this guy's body is that there is something in his pocket. So the objective here is to open things again, get things out of the things that we opened. And this is a real wise move on Ace's part. Whenever you come across a murder scene, the first thing you want to do is to just kind of, touch on everything and really feel around on everything, so that the cops can later find your fingerprints, know you were there, and they can know to come and question you and ask you, if you killed them, and they'll take your word that you didn't, even though your fingerprints were on everything. But to leave this scene, we climb out the window for whatever reason. And did I mention that the text on this game can be a real smartass sometimes? It can be, quite often. Right here, whenever you examine this body, and also whenever we finally exit through the window. You're on the fire escape. If there's a fire, you use it to escape. Thanks a lot for that, game. That's real smartass of you and kind of unnecessary. Anyway, we climb up the fire escape and climb in through the window we find. Apparently, there's not a staircase that leads up to this place. Anyway, we apparently entered into some kind of torture chamber with medications lying around and a chair with head and arm straps. And of course, seeing this chair, Ace thinks perhaps it's a dentist's chair. I'm not quite sure what kind of dentist he's been going to, but I've never been to one that straps you down and injects you with medications, but whatever. And we steal whatever medicines we can find here. And while we did not have to loot a toilet earlier, we do have to loot a trash can, which is just great. And don't worry, we'll be popping those capsules in our mouth fairly soon, so we get to taste the garbage, which is very disgusting. Anyway, since we're a boxer, we find this elevator, and being a boxer, the idea is you just want to start punching things. Might as well give in to the feeling. Yeah. And of course, the elevator, being weak-willed, submits to our beatings and decides to operate for us. We continue to punch things on it inside. And for our randomly pushing a button, we get dumped back out into the murder scene again. And apparently the reason why we didn't notice the elevator the first time is because it's hidden behind a secret opening in the wall. I don't know why this office has secret elevators to torture chambers, but that's apparently the kind of place we're in. Now, with all of that investigated, we only have one more location to go into, which is the room underneath the staircase. And this room is apparently a wine cellar. And there's a huge barrel of apparently wine in this place, being a wine cellar, of course. And we decide to open the spigot. We can't actually take a drink of it, but I just felt like being a prick, so we're going to pour wine all over the floor. Examining the wine bottles here, you notice that one of them is not covered in dust like the rest of them are. So you punch the wine bottle, and it causes a secret opening to appear. You would think that would be used as a handle or something, but whatever. Anyway, the next room is completely pointless, as it just leads to our next room. That next room being the casino. As you can see, the slot machine inside. Now, since we have some coins, Ace decides he's just going to play a little bit of slot machines while we're here. Unfortunately, he forgot that he has a horrible gambling addiction. So, this is going to take a couple hours. So we'll come back to when he's done. I'll see you then.